Short video on two exclusives and one sprint run. The sprint run is still available, I think, at a few retailers. I'm not quite sure which ones. You're gonna have to check those. I had it the other day when I dropped the video, just at this real short video of the texture of the scales. I think some 50% or more of those have already dropped, but I think there's still a few vendors out there. And the way the sprints have been working in the past is not all of them are dropping all at one time. So if you keep checking, I noticed that with the Rex sprints, the Native 5, G10, and Lightweight have dropped numerous times at some of the vendors. So this is the S45VN with the diamond arc, CNC machined G10 scales. The Knifeworks CTS-204P Green G10 Para 3. And the St. Nick's Knives Red G10, all blacked out, CPM-4V DLC. This is the paperwork I had printed. I never showed it on my video the other day because I just showed the actual texture of the knife. It's 157 is map. And I had some of the different vendors. Some of these, like I said, have already dropped. I don't know if Knife Center has. But you can still get this knife. So just don't give up. Keep trying. Talks about the unique diamond arc texture. Here's the CTS-204P from Knifeworks. They did a kind of a cool thing. They had 150 on pre-order that they sold right away, and then they dropped 380 on the actual day with $149.95. I was impressed with Knifeworks because these websites are really trying to stop the gougers and the flippers. I think even though there was 2 knives available, I think these guys let you have 2. You had to do the to check the box that you're not a robot, and you actually had to do a couple. I had to do a couple screens, like 4 or 5 different screens, and you got to pick the ones with the crosswalk or whatever. So it was legit to try to keep people from abusing the system. Kudos to Knifeworks for actually doing that. And then this is the paperwork on the St. Nick's knives. Supposedly this was a full run. I heard some people on the forum say that there was over 900 available on the day of the drop. It went in about 40 seconds. 175 is the map. Real quick, guys, I just want to say again, it's just a knife. I've already seen some negative comments. Be happy that these vendors, St. Nick's drop was flawless. You had no glitching of the website. There was some people that said, because even when I purchased it, it said you're waiting in line, and then it took me to the payout screen. Some people were waiting in line and they actually didn't get the knife. Just because you're waiting in line doesn't mean you're guaranteed the cart. You don't get guaranteed the knife until you actually check out and get a confirmation number. Don't get mad at the vendor. The vendors are going out of their way, putting big money on the line, trying to bring us these fantastic steels and color combinations. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. There's nothing to get upset about if you didn't get one. There's always the next knife. So another shot. This one, I'm also going to get the Para 3 version of that because I'm more of a Para 3 collector. But I really like these scales. It's not cold steel pocket shredding, but it is more grippy than the standard peel ply G10 from Spyderco. And a couple people wanted to see the difference in the color. Once again, I'm colorblind, so it's hard for me to tell, but it looks very similar to me. I don't know if you could see that. And I'm assuming that the military that they dropped and the PM2, which I have, I just didn't dig it out, are the same scale color as this. Another thing I just wanted to drop out super quick. I don't want to start a controversy. A free dropping blade is a blade that does not drop free is not out of spec for a Spyderco PM2. So I know people have complained. There's some newbies getting on the forums saying my knife doesn't free drop. What do I do? That's a made up YouTube thing. You never see me flicking knives open. I just think that's ridiculous. If the blade free drops, great. You can also get good at tuning it yourself, or you just let it break in. Both of these, are free dropping on their own, but I've had just as many that don't. And it's not something that I actually think it's safer when there's a little resistance to the blade, especially when you drop them, or you mishandle them for a split second, you go to catch them. I've had them pop open when they are free dropping. So this is some of the extras that I didn't really realize this. I never really looked before because I just put them all in the same pile. But the stickers they give you actually have the knife in it. So there's the PM2. This is the Mannix. This is the Shaman. I think I have the one for the Little Native and the Para 3. If they did send them, I do have them. I got this with the Paramilitary too. I think this came with the Little Native. And also this just came today, in the box. Or this came with the Mannix. I'm not quite sure. But, St. Nick's goes out of their way to treat you. They shipped it out same day, 2 days or 3 days. I just think it's a stellar company. They're doing a good job. Poll just started up on this on Blade Forums about trying to get a military in this. It'd be nice to get a Native 5 G10 in my opinion, and maybe even a Native Chief someday. We'll see what happens. Para 3 G10 CTS-204P Knifeworks exclusive. It's still available if you look. Diamond Arc G10 Green S45VN Paramilitary 2. And obviously this is going to be on the secondary market now. The CPM-4V DLC red G10 with blacked out hardware. Stay safe.